Listen up, partners. This is Good, Bad, Ugly on World Improv Network.
Good evening, everyone. I am Alex.
I'm Asa.
I'm Jim.
And we are your astute win counselors for the week to get you through any problems you might have during the day or throughout the week. This is going to be an interesting one right here, Asa. We got a first winner that sent us in. Says, Christy from St. Louis writes, Dear Win, my cat keeps puking all over my goose down comforter. What should I do?
Well, I actually have a couple of cats myself, and they've had some, dietary issues. You know, it might be
hard food, huh?
Yeah, there's dry food and wet food,
right.
And sometimes, due to certain sensitivities or the breed of cat, they might just have a particular dietary need. So, I would say consult your veterinarian, and maybe they might even need a prescription of some sort. Seek out your veterinarian and accommodate the cat's dietary needs, and hopefully that should remedy the issues with the cat throwing up.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't know a lot about cats, but it seems to me if you can train them to use a litter box for their daily needs, why can't you just train them to vomit in the litter box when they need to vomit?
That's a good point.
That just seems pretty simple. That's Christy, get to training your cat.
Yeah,
like this sounds like owner failure more than anything.
I agree. I think you're absolutely right, Jim. But I would take it even a step further. I would say, you know what? Stuff that cat full of litter.
Then you don't have to worry about anything, and it still ignores you like a normal cat.
Exactly. Okay. And on top of that, if it doesn't learn that you're stuffing it with litter, that's not the reason why it has to stop doing what it's doing, puking all over a comforter, then you're right. You don't have to even worry about it at all. It won't be able to puke till it's, stuffed to a gill like concrete.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Well, that solves that problem. Gary from Seattle writes, Dear Win, it seems as if all my friends are becoming increasingly engaged in illicit drug use. I am uncomfortable with the status quo, but do not want to be isolated by my friends. What do you suggest, Jim?
I say give in to peer pressure. It depends how cool these friends are, especially if they're friends with money. You probably want to stick with them, so you can just ride those coattails to, red carpet events or fancy dinners and such.
That's extremely pragmatic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's the way you got to look at it these days. Ends justify the means, and if enjoying your life means you have to do a lot of drugs and hang out with people that might otherwise not be good to have around you, you got to do it.
Could I jump in here?
Yeah,
Alex?
Go ahead.
I disagree, Jim. I don't think you should give in to peer pressure. I think you should be the one applying the pressure. You don't need to take drugs. If anything, you should become the pusher man in this situation.
Oh.
Become the dealer so that they become dependent on you. Really push them into this drug addiction so that they can't escape you, and so that they, in a sense, become friends for life.
I like that idea. You know what? You could even isolate them the other way around, like you said. You push them to the dealership, but what if you just push them out into traffic one at a time, and then they just start disappearing? Then they all realize that you're the only cool friend left, and they all want to hang out with you, the ones that are still alive.
Into like a car dealership?
Well, I wasn't thinking a car dealership.
Small business. You get into small business.
Okay. Well, Asa, since you were talking about pushing, I figured we'd just apply a little bit more pressure and push them, let's say, for example, into I-25 one at a time. And then when there's only a handful left, they'll realize, you're the coolest guy because you're not the one that's ever in danger for getting hit by a car. And then they become dependent on you that way instead of being dependent on the fact that you're supplying them with drugs.
Apply some muscle.
All right, some muscle. Well, I think we've got time maybe for one more here. Jamie from Boston writes, Dear Win, how do I tell my mom to quit trying to control everything in my everyday life, though I am 22 years old?
Oh,
wow.
Well, I think the easiest way to do this is bake her a cake and write the message on top in frosting.
In frosting?
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about really size 6 font or something, because I'm sure there's quite a bit she wants to write.
Oh, no, I keep it short and simple because the mother is clearly not good with two-way communication. So just short and sweet and to the point.
I like that sweet thing. That's good. What do you think, Ace?
Gosh. Could you reread the...
So
thing
basically,
just-
Jamie, her mom, is controlling every day of her life, everything about her.
day.
She's a control freak. And Jamie's 22 years old. She's an adult. So she's like, how do I address this to my mom that stopped controlling everything I try to do on a daily basis?
Okay. Well, I like where Jim started, but I don't think you were going far enough with
No,
that.
not at all.
I would say continue with the cake idea, but bake one of those, like, cakes that people pop out of.
Oh.
And...
like in Under Siege.
Never
mind.
David
so
reference.
get one of those cakes, and whatever your mom is most afraid of, have that pop out of the cake.
That's a good idea.
And have it, scream into her face, like, stop messing with, stop messing with Jamie, like, and freak her out.
Huh. What if you put some psychedelic drops in the, on top of the writing that you put on the cake? Therefore, she thinks she is seeing her worst nightmare. And if she doesn't overcome that, she'll go catatonic and just pass away. And then Jamie never has to worry about it again.
What if she has a really good trip?
Ooh. Then maybe she'll want more.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, she'll be preoccupied with that and not have to worry about bossing Jamie around anymore.
Okay.
And plus, a lot of times psychedelics, let some of that whatever is causing this mother's need for control, might make her relax. That's a great idea.
So we need to get Jamie in touch with Gary.
Yeah, in Seattle. Yeah, okay, good idea. Well, hey, winners, why don't you guys communicate via the World Improv Network Facebook page, or why don't you just contact each other through the show? You can call right into the studio line and have a little bit of chat back and forth if you'd like. Well, guys, let's give you one little more piece of inspiration to get your week started with a Horoscope Corner.
Love, fortune, status. Let us do your astrological chart. Horoscope Corner on World Improv Network.
For all you Sagittariuses out there, your demise might seem near, but I think if you stick to it, like the sign that you are, that no matter how bad things are in your day, or in your week, or in the outlook of anyone that you care about, that you might be able to just fight right through it and be the tough zodiac sign that everyone looks up to but nobody wants to be. So, hang in there, Sagittarius.
Thanks for listening to Win on KZKO. Don't forget to interact with the cast by sending your suggestions for each segment throughout the week by hitting them up on Facebook at World Improv Network, Twitter at World Improv Net, or the Win KZKO blog. See you next week.